I'm literally going to the gym just to like rock the crop top.
I feel like I could rock a crop top.
I
just have to find a good shirt to do it with.
I'm gonna be pissed when you start doing this. I'm like, God damn, it looks so good in it. Welcome back to Stache Club Wrestling. This is the Stache Club Wrestling Podcast, episode 26. They didn't think we'd make it to the Mother's Day episode.
That's right.
Of Stache Club Wrestling.
Happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there.
Happy Mother's Day. Wow. We have a show for you today, folks. We are covering Backlash, which I kind of forgot. It's been a weird week. That was last Saturday. It feels like it was a month ago. Mm-hmm. We got the first Raw post-draft. We're figuring out tournaments. We're doing a bunch of stuff. And those are the main two things. And then Dynamite was last night. Dynamite was crazy. I don't even know if we're getting to Dynamite. It's going to be a big show. But how are we? What's going on? It's getting warm out. It's getting nice.
Dude, honestly, it's about 70, 75 degrees out right now. I was driving here with the windows down. Just great morning. Dunkin' Donuts did fuck up my order in multiple ways, which we talked about this before. I like using the online apps for when I get food from places because you get points and stuff like that.
Oh,
so
right.
Eventually, I'll get a free coffee or whatever at Dunkin' Donuts. It has its pros, it has its cons. You would think one of the pros would be that since it's digital and they just get it sent to them, you won't get any orders wrong. I feel like it's pretty self-explanatory. You're reading it.
I like that you decided for the first 3 minutes of the podcast, I'm going in.
Well, listen, the thing is still good. It's not like it's a bad thing, but it's I didn't get my cold foam, which is whatever. I get a wake up wrap, and it was in an English muffin, not even an English muffin. It was an English muffin times 5. I don't even know what I call it. It was just this big doughy thing. Because I'm reaching in the bag to go for it, and I'm just what is this big fucking pillow in here? I grab it, I'm this is a sandwich. This is crazy. But I still ate it. It was still good. So but besides that, my morning could have been a lot worse, but I'm here.
SCW runs on Dunkin'. Sometimes
SCW runs on, every week it does run on Dunkin'. So
sometimes McDonald's. It depends.
It really depends.
All depends.
But yeah, a good week, good weather, and it seems like that's going to be the trend moving forward. So I'm excited.
I'm going to be honest with you. We have so much to cover. I'm ready to just dive into the meat and potatoes.
You don't got nothing to say?
That will save it for something else.
Yeah, sure.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, maybe.
It was a funny week. Yeah. I talked to an accountant that didn't even know how to open up YouTube, so I don't think I'm going to that accountant anymore.
That's always a bad sign.
Yeah, that's a story for another time, another pod. Oh, but I do have a new Olipop flavor.
A what?
Bop.
A new what flavor?
This is the probiotic soda shit.
Never heard of that.
No, I had a couple. I had the orange one on pod. You tried it.
Did I? Oh, yeah. Maybe.
Here we go. Taste test. Lemon lime.
Was it just a bunch of vitamins and stuff like that in it?
All right, it's fine.
Yeah, not bad.
So that's my official review.
Looks like it would be Sprite or something like that.
It basically tastes like a healthy Sprite.
Yeah,
that's what
yeah, it sounds stupid.
Gut health though, good for gut health.
That is good for gut health. Yeah. Okay.
All right,
wrestling.
Boy, howdy, what a show! Oh, off the top, before we get into it, I never do this, and I wrote it down. If you want to listen to the audio version of this podcast, hit Spotify, hit Apple Podcasts, all of that. And while you're there, or even if you're listening to it now, please leave a review and a rating, all of that stuff. It helps us out in the charts so much. There's some reviews. I think Apple Podcasts, written reviews, some reviews there already. We appreciate it, but it helps the show out so much. We never plug it, but we have a pretty solid group of just audio listeners.
Listen,
so we never shout them out. We never give them love. So here are your flowers today.
We're giving you our flowers, and we're telling you: do you want SCW to be number one in the charts? Do you want us to be the best? Give us a rating. Give us a review. We love and appreciate the support, but it would help us out a ton if you did that for us. But okay,
second order of business. Predictions championship. It came down to Brock versus Cody.
It did. Yeah, it did, and obviously. Without no spoilers, but
we have a retaining SCW, not SCW champion. Well, I guess I am. I'm currently a double champ. We'll see how quizzes go today.
I'm putting a reminder in my phone right now to get a belt.
Right. What was the one that we used?
The Intercontinental belt. Remember?
Yeah, no, but I'm saying was it Jeff's?
Yeah, we used that one.
And I believe little bit of a sweep city predictions.
Yeah.
A little bit of a sweep city predictions.
You did absolutely swept through.
We are feeling good. I am on a high for this podcast, let me tell you. But let's get down to it. Backlash. Overall, before we get into it, how'd you like it?
I thought it was really good.
That was crazy.
For a show that was, I don't want to say predictable, but there was a lot of matches that you kind of knew what was going to happen. But
I mean, no title changes.
No title changes, but it was exciting. Like, they still made the matches very exciting. Obviously, we'll like dive deep into all of them, but Rollins Omos was better than I
think it was better than anyone expected.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, like, I'm still not an Omos guy, but like, they do exceed expectations. Given that the expectations, what do they call them?
Homo sapiens.
Yeah, I'm not one of those.
Not one of those.
Not one of those. But like, I think since my expectations are so low, it just ends up being solid. You know what I mean?
Backlash feels like not even like a B show. It's usually like a C show.
Yeah, it's a filler show. They're trying to get to Saudi Arabia.
This blew my expectations out of the. I mean, also like give it up to Puerto Rico. The crowd was amazing.
I think events like that. I saw a thing that's saying superstars are pushing for Backlash being Puerto Rico every single year. They should do an event in Puerto, whatever it is.
Absolutely.
You need to have yearly events in different places. Like, you're having it in London for Money in the Bank. You had it in Wales. You need and Triple H being in charge, I think, is like the real like big reason why they're doing this. Because with Vince in charge, there wasn't really too much of that. Going overseas for these events is so massive because there's not a lot of events there. So when like a Puerto Rico gets a show, they're gonna go fucking nuts. When they're in London for Money in the Bank, that place is gonna be
that's gonna be rocking.
Like Clash of Champions was arguably one of the best pay-per-views last year because of the crowd. It was electric. So yeah, shout out to the crowd.
It makes U.S. crowds look weak.
It does.
It makes maybe not every city because they have like the Madison Square Garden City or the Chicago or whatever.
Yeah, sure.
But like. It makes the majority of U.S. cities look, Minnesota, Cincinnati.
We're looking at you.
Step it up.
We're looking at you guys.
Step it up.
But yeah, no, the crowd was great. Like I said, we'll get into it. Like Rhea Ripley, Zelina Vega was better than that. Like each match, like you knew Rhea was gonna win, but they added a lot of substance to it that made the match really solid and believable. I guess
I think it definitely helped. Like the card overall was pretty like concise. Like there weren't any like you could argue Seth and Omos, but there weren't too many or any really like filler matches or matches
each
thrown
match made sense, and it was like for a championship or something, so it was prominent. Yeah, no, I was a fan of the show.
First match we're going to talk about, Bianca Belair defeats Iyo Sky to retain the Raw Women's Championship.
Arguably match of the night.
Oh, my match of the night.
Was it your match
my match of the night.
It was
I thought
incredible.
It was unbelievable. I'd say Bianca's probably her best match. I'm not here to have all the records, but
in a while at least.
It's got to be top 3 since her call up.
I think I mean, I obviously we don't have a list of the match, but I think since her reign started over a year ago, I think this was definitely one of her better matches. I think top 3 is definitely in consideration.
My one, no, it's not even a gripe. It's just like, would have been nice. That was the fucking moment to just pull a switch.
Yeah.
Iyo Sky should have won that fucking match.
The crowd was for her,
The crowd would have went her. Like, I've been an Iyo Sky fan, but this is the first time in a while, and arguably the first time on the main roster, other than some handful of matches here and there, that we've seen this fucking Iyo Sky.
I love it.
She was so fucking good.
I love it when like she comes out on her own and she has her own theme song, because Dakota had a match a few weeks ago. She came out to her own theme song. No, I mean, this was very reminiscent of NXT Iyo Sky, and that's one of the best female wrestlers to come out of NXT.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, I mean, we've said this with Damage Control. Like as a group, they're great. They have good chemistry, all that stuff. But individually, I mean, Iyo Sky is a future world champ. Man. Dakota Kai is a future world champ. Yeah. Bayley, obviously, is a veteran. She was a champ. Will probably one day again be world champ. Very cool seeing people like Iyo Sky getting their moment and stuff. Because even though I don't think the title wasn't going to change hands. Like it was just like a new opponent, whatever. But like the way that the crowd was last night, it would have been pretty sick if she won. It would have been. I think it would have made better sense. Like if Iyo Sky and Damage Control were on Raw, obviously because it's the Raw championship.
Yeah, they got drafted to SmackDown, right?
Everyone was on SmackDown. So I think if Iyo was on Raw,
Bianca
you would have had that like extra level of she actually might win. Which,
especially if if there was something with like Rhea, like if they used this as an opportunity as a creative way to swap titles as opposed to like what they're gonna do, which is just trading them.
Since they were both on SmackDown, I kind of like was under the assumption that it's probably not gonna happen.
But damn it,
it's like when I
don't
want to compare it because it's two different things. Like one of them was because of a storyline, hometown and stuff. Like it was like when Sami Zayn was in Canada against Roman Reigns. Like that crowd was all for him. They didn't pull the trigger, obviously, but like I don't think WWE expected the fans to be behind Iyo as much as they were. They were booing Bianca and stuff.
And also, again, like props to Bianca. Like obviously, like the star here was Iyo just for her showing, but also Bianca Belair held it down for sure.
They both played big parts in this match.
But again, I am firmly in the camp of like, damn it, they should have. And they had like close fucking calls.
There were.
My God.
I think that time is coming sooner than later, especially after this match. I think, a performance like this goes a long way. Yeah. And I think that she'll be in good hands.
There was one moment of the match that was a little odd to me. Bianca had Iyo Sky like up above her head, right? And she's holding her there. And then she takes one hand off and she's holding Iyo with one hand, which is like unbelievable. But then like she's like looking in the hard cam and she starts getting like all emotional, which like I didn't get. Like she's like holding Iyo up with one hand and then starts kind of like crying almost, and then kind of like loses it and drops Iyo like on her face. And it was just like it was just a weird.
I remember her getting
moment.
dropped. I didn't like remember.
Yeah,
the waving crying part.
See if I can find it. I saw a picture of it yesterday. It's just like I don't know. I don't like I get it. Like the crowd was like really hot, and maybe it was an emotional because they're both killing it.
Right there.
Yeah. See how she's like.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I don't know what this.
Maybe she was just overwhelmed with the crowd or whatever.
Maybe I don't know.
There are moments before matches like it was.
Unbelievable. This is crazy.
It is unbelievable. Like before her match with Sasha and stuff, like she was emotional because it was the whole thing of the woman main eventing and stuff like that. Like she definitely shows emotion in the ring, but I don't know.
I appreciate that. Like I love that about her. But that one moment, and then again, it led to like a real it looked sketchy for
For
Iyo.
You're holding someone like that with one hand. You gotta be careful. There's definitely the chances of an accident happening going up.
But overall, great match, like you said, which I really think that was a good point. I really, really hope like backstage saw this Iyo performance and was like, oh, she needs to be pushed to the fucking moon.
I mean, she was the champ when Triple H was running NXT, so he's obviously a fan of hers. So we'll see. Seth
freaking Rollins defeats Omos. My first note says, thank God. Thank God.
It would have been very, very upsetting if Seth Rollins lost this one.
Probably Omos's best match to date, only because Seth did most of the work and Seth's selling.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like most of the credit. I don't want to take too much away from Omos. I know we kind of dump on Omos a lot on this show, but it's Seth.
Yeah, Seth's one of the best, if not the best, in the company. It takes two to tango, but let me tell you something. Seth Rollins really took the lead with this dance. I think it's like David versus Goliath. It's definitely a good.
They told that story.
It's a good combination. Seth could work with a broom, and it could be a 5-star match. So,
they really put, because Seth ended it with like a couple of stomps and ended it with like a top rope stomp. So they fucking put Omos over.
Yeah, there was one, I think it was he hit like a splash or something, and it was like one, and then he just like threw him off. Or something. They
made Omos look strong.
They make Omos look strong. You still need to give him some wins. That's the ultimate. That's the biggest thing. It's like he hasn't had a big win. Like you put him in these big matches, and like it's tough for him because like you put him in these big matches with guys like Brock and Seth, where it's like you put him over, that's massive and stuff, but like those aren't guys that need losses. Like Brock didn't need to lose that match. Like he needed to, not that he needed to win, but it just would have looked bad if he lost. And same thing with Seth. It's kind of like not killing the momentum, but it's just, I don't know.
Yeah,
The selection of opponents is very confusing to me, because if they want to build up Omos to be this big star, whatever, like, okay, I understand putting him in matches with big names like Seth and Brock, but if he's not beating them, that's a whole nother thing. So why not put him against guys like more mid-level guys that, you know, it's still like you beat them and it's like, oh, like that's a big win, but it's like, oh, it doesn't take away too much.
Yeah, it's like they're really just like in limbo, or they have like one foot in, which like it seems like they're all in on Omos because he's been getting shoved down our throat. But then but then it gets right to that point where it's like, all right, put him over. And he keeps losing, which, like, again, I think we're both in agreement that these matches he's had, we're glad he's losing. But, like, if they really wanted to do it, have him face AJ and beat AJ. Yeah. I'm not saying I want that to happen. That should happen. But if that's their goal, either, like you said, put him up against some mid-card guys, or if you want a notable match, put him up against someone that is maybe in their second half of their career. Or, you know, he should be... Again, I'm not saying this is what I believe, but... if this is the goal for them, he needs to like beat Randy Orton. Yeah, or he needs to beat Rey. Well, I think he did beat Rey Mysterio, but like, you know, same sentiment.
Yeah, it's, I don't know. I think they are like 1 foot in on a big run, on a big like, you know, push for him, whatever. But like, maybe it's because they don't, and I appreciate them not like forcing him down people's throats. I mean, they are giving him big matches, but it's not like he's constantly winning and people are getting annoyed and pissed off. Like, at least like they're putting him in big matches and he's losing, so fans aren't like going against it. And I mean, and he is building a solid fan base. I mean, we joke about it, but like there's really a lot of people that do back him, whether it's for a joke or not.
The irony of being an Omos fan is getting blurred by the day.
Yeah,
now it's just like meme, you know.
I feel like,
but now I think it's transcended the meme. Where I don't
WWE literally tweets out like Homo sapiens. And stuff
do
like
they?
That. Yeah, it's like Homo sapiens rise or something like that. And it's so
sick.
Stupid, but like, listen, you get over somehow. So I mean, I'll give him that. I as much as we do shit on him and stuff like that, his performances have, for what it is, have been fine. Yeah. And I think we're at a point where like, I do want him to get like a pretty big win, because it's like, I don't know.
If they're just gonna do it, I'd rather them stop. I'd rather them just not dangle the carrot. It's like, you know, okay, I'm not gonna like it, but just fucking
hold the band.
Do it.
Yeah,
just do it.
Off.
You know?
Yeah, I agree. Well, let's see who he fights at in Saudi Arabia. Might be Cody Rhodes.
Oh, honestly, yeah. I wonder who.
I don't know. It'll be maybe they'll bring in like a celebrity, or Bad Bunny. Bad Bunny versus Omos. Could you a fucking imagine?
Honestly, you know what they should do? They should do Goldberg. I'm not saying I want to see Goldberg back, but I'm saying like, if they're just gonna throw a legend big guy at him, you know, have him beat Goldberg.
Yeah, that wouldn't be bad. Yeah, we'll see.
Probably one of the. I mean, this was a match. Austin Theory defeats Bobby Lashley and Bronson Reed to retain the U.S. Championship match.
It was fine.
Yeah, I think Bronson Reed was kind of the MVP for me. Like this felt like his first big opportunity on like a big.
He's a big boy.
Pay-per-view match. He's also a big boy. His moonsault looked phenomenal. Yeah, he looked solid. Everyone looked fine. Theory makes sense retaining coming out of the draft. I don't have much else to say about it. You know?
I mean, everyone looked fine. Bobby did the heavy lifting. Theory kind of threw him out, got the cheap win that way.
Yeah.
So if you want to continue Theory Lashley, I mean, they're both on SmackDown. You can keep that going.
Oh my god, I hate the U.S. title picture.
Let me tell you something. On SmackDown, I think it's going to become like it's going to be the
main belt.
It's going to be the premier belt because Roman isn't going to be around.
God damn it!
They got to start building it up. But yeah, I mean, Theory's. I mean, we haven't really talked about this. Theory's been champ since I think October.
He's had it for a while.
And if you look at like who he's defeated and stuff, he's actually like putting together like a really solid title reign with his defenses and stuff like that. So I mean, WWE is really, Triple H more so is really focused on like having longer title reigns. Like it
seems it, right?
It's like the whole like belts getting swapped every other week and stuff like that seems to be behind us. Because you got obviously Roman, Bianca's held it for a while. I can imagine Rhea's going to hold it for a while. Gunther's almost at a year now. Austin Theory's well over 6 months. I mean, I think it's pretty telling that this is the direction that they're going to start going down. You're looking at the.
Yeah, I was trying to just find like.
Yeah, I don't know. It was
matter.
like it was. I saw a list. It was like obviously like Cena, Lashley, Rollins, Finn Balor, Bronson Reed. Now
I'm just looking at all
the
this,
Elimination Chamber match.
I'm just looking at all of Austin Theory's indie stuff.
Yeah,
he was in the Crash Lucha Libre. He was in Mucha Lucha Atlanta. He's 5-star Pro Wrestling, Evolve.
He was very young too.
Yeah, I mean, how old is he now? Like 24, 25.
Crazy.
Jeez.
Yeah, very young.
What the fuck?
Bright future ahead of him. But yeah, he's putting together a solid reign. I just figured I'd mention that.
No, I think definitely props to him. As I'm not a fan of it. I think he's been a pretty awful United States champion. I don't know. I'm just not a Theory fan. I think he's boring, but hasn't put on any bangers really. Like, there's some solid matches, but I don't know. I'm open to become a fan of him, but let's see that classic. I'm ready for that classic.
I think his character still needs a little bit of work for sure. I think he's solid in the ring, and I think obviously there is room to improve. But he's 25. That's fucking crazy how young he is. He's got ways to go still.
Yeah.
Like, as like accomplished as he is so far, like, he's got so many more miles to go. So it'll be. I'm excited to see what they do with him.
Speaking of someone who has more miles to go, Rhea Ripley defeats Zelina Vega, and this was also. I mean, Zelina Vega does not get the credit she deserves. She's not putting on 5-star matches every time we see her. She's maybe not necessarily to the Becky, Charlotte, even Rhea consistency level, but. I mean, this was probably her best match of her career. She 1,000%. Looked fucking great. They put on a banger. I don't think it was to the point of Bianca and Iyo. Not that we're just comparing for the sake of comparing, but I loved the emotional. She comes out with the Puerto Rican flag attire, and then the flag with the whatever you'd call that, like the. I don't know what would you even call that?
Wings?
The wings? Yeah, that's what I was. The cape almost.
Cape, yeah, wing cape. Cape wings.
And then just like you could tell how much this meant to her, and like just like the emotional, like with when she was standing in the ring getting all emotional and everyone cheering for her, and she had some really, really strong moments. And obviously Rhea won, easy heel, crazy solid. I mean, it's her first defense after Mania, so it's like but overall solid match. I liked it.
Yeah, it was very it was really cool seeing the emotion, because you can tell it meant a whole lot to Zelina. I don't know if it was her first world title match. I
don't know.
She could have had.
I feel like they would have made note of it. I'm gonna just assume no. I feel like that would have been a bigger her first world title. But who knows?
I agree with that. Yeah, I don't know, but I mean, hopefully this is a sign of her kind of floating around, staying in that championship picture. On SmackDown at least, because Rhea Ripley is going to be on Raw.
I forgot she's married to Malachi Black.
She is. Yes, she is. So it'll be exciting to see her kind of floating around that.
This whole LWO resurgence has just put a spark in her career, and also not that Ray's career needed it, but I love the LWO.
Yeah,
it's a new chapter for everyone. It's just I hope they keep it up, and just now that their involvement with this Judgment Day thing, I'm hoping they keep up the LWO stuff. I'm seeing when she started in TNA in 2011. She's only 32.
Yeah, she's also young. Did you see Rey Mysterio got an LWO tattoo?
No way.
I think
it's not a great looking tattoo, huh?
I think they all did.
Whoa.
Each member got an LWO tattoo.
That's sick.
Yeah, I think this. I agree. I don't know if
not the best.
Maybe it's unfinished. Maybe that's just one picture, but
a little rough draft.
Yeah, could wow. Maybe they added a little that surrounding, the rectangle thing around it, the surrounding box. That one's cool. I think that one's pretty.
That one's sick. I saw this one. Whose arm is that? I think I saw that one on Twitter. I didn't know what it was.
Is that Zelina?
I don't know. I guess the wrestler by their arm.
I have no idea. Not sure, but yeah, they got LWO tattoos.
But yeah, I mean, Zelina's been in WWE since 2013. 10 years in WWE.
She's been in WWE for a very long time.
So, I mean, she started in WWE when she was 22. Math.
Damn.
Wow.
Damn.
That's crazy.
Young. That's
young. Nuts.
Yeah, she was kind of like, she was just like a manager for a while.
Right. She was with Andrade and.
Yep.
Wow.
Yeah. I mean, that was really her biggest thing. And then she got brought up with him and kept doing that and then managed a few other people. Then did the Queen Zelina thing.
Wow. Props to her. Props to Zelina. But yeah, solid match. Rhea got the win. Yada yada. Bad Bunny defeats Damian Priest. Goodness.
This was my match of the night. This was fun.
Bianca and Iyo just topped it a little bit for me, just for the wrestling, but I wouldn't disagree with anyone that says like this could have also been my match. This was unbelievable. This was electric. Bad Bunny was on fire. Megastar entrance
when he came out, dude. God. The way the crowd was singing along to it and stuff, dude. That shit blew me away. I could the
guy's Michael Jackson.
The crowd was on fire all night, but man, they were on something during that match. They were going ballistic. They were going. I don't know any Bad Bunny songs. I don't know if I
also don't. He's the biggest artist in the world.
I don't think if you started playing me a Bad Bunny song, I wouldn't be like I'd never heard of this before. But that song that has his song they came out to, I'm like banger because it was just so fucking lit. The crowd was so behind it.
Yeah, put that on the gym playlist.
I might have to.
Whatever song it was. Yeah, I mean, he has 70 million monthly listeners.
Fucking nuts.
Multiple songs with 1 billion streams.
Fucking wild.
Here's his most popular song. I'm going to butcher this. Mi Porto Bonito. Never heard of that?
No, never heard of it. I mean, listen, obviously he's big over there. He's big in Puerto Rico. But yeah, no, I was so impressed. I mean, we've talked about it before. Bad Bunny is the best celebrity wrestler. Like Logan Paul, I think it has kind of gotten away from that. He's a wrestler now, not a celebrity. Bad Bunny comes in and actually puts on match of the night candidates. The bumps he takes.
Unreal.
He actually get with the chairs and the kendo sticks and getting put through tables.
He loves himself a kendo stick.
He loves it.
Loves himself a kendo stick.
And honestly, I do too. It was just also I know you say things about Damian Priest. He did a phenomenal job this match too. I don't want to say he didn't carry the match, but obviously him being the professional wrestler here, I think he did a very good job at holding his own and carrying the match a lot of the way through and making Bad Bunny look phenomenal as well.
Yeah, I would like to make note that when I tweeted, it was during Raw, I tweeted Damian Priest.
Yeah, I did see
and
that.
Man, did people not like that. They took it like I insulted their mother. Jesus Christ.
It is Mother's Day weekend.
It is Mother's Day weekend. Happy Mother's Day. Damian Priest, happy Mother's Day. I would like to make it clear. When I say I hate Damian Priest, I'm talking about a character on a TV show.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that to you. I'm saying that to
I understand that.
But some people do not understand. Obviously, and it's not fun anymore when I have to say this because it's a TV show. But obviously, I think he is an incredible performer. He's one of the most talented. He wouldn't be in the position he is if he wasn't talented. I'm allowed to just be I don't like that TV character. He's also a bad guy.
You're not supposed
and
to
he's loses every he lost the Bad Bunny match. He lost in the tournament. He lost in the Bad Bunny match years ago. He lost at name any Damian Priest match in the past year he's lost. You know what I mean?
Fair.
So it's
fair.
It's insane to me how I just put Damian Priest and everyone's fuck you. And then he lost that night. And I was like, oh, all right, word. But again, it makes it less fun to to talk about a TV show. And I got to explain myself that I'm not talking about the man. But, and also I think he's a little boring in the ring. But
evil laugh.
But yeah, I know. Yeah, for sure. I mean, props to the both of them. I mean, Yeah, I mean, same sentence. I love that he like at the top of the ramp, he like unveiled the cart full of shit.
He's like going up and he like starts walking back. Oh no.
Yeah.
And he gets the cart with everything. Yeah.
And then he took that fucking bump, whatever, off the elevated surface, whatever, onto the table.
Yeah.
Holy
the
shit!
suplex thing. That
Oh
was,
my. He didn't need to do that.
He ate that up, bro. He loved. He
God.
like if he wasn't one of the biggest musicians, one of the biggest artists in the world, he could be a phenomenal wrestler. He really could, like genuinely.
It's like, it's insane. Like the amount of, this is like a very outside perspective. The amount of convincing, and just like, because he has a team and he has a bunch of people working for him that make money.
He goes on tour.
That's what I'm saying. He goes on tour. And the fact that he was like, no, I want to be put through a table 10 feet in the air. His team must have been like, holy shit, no. Please, no.
I wonder how much he makes from, like what type of deal he has with WWE.
Let's see. I
Because
don't
it's
know
definitely not like a yearly contract.
I would imagine it's by match, probably.
That's what I was thinking. It's definitely not like a Logan Paul like 1 year thing. 'Cause it's not like he's on every like major event.
I don't know how this is from thethings.com. According to February 2023 Cosmopolitan article, the WWE paid Bad Bunny, quote, an estimated $100,000 per appearance in the ring. I don't believe that for a second. It's got to be way more.
I was going to say that. I feel like if he's only taking $100K, that's like a shot. That's a steal for WWE, honestly, because especially for a match like this, click on the Sports Kita. Usually they might have a more credible.
I saw something that was like,
come on.
This just says WWE generated more than $500,000 in merchandise sales.
Oh yeah, it said 100,000 in that too.
100,000. Damn.
I mean,
he gets 100,000. That's it. I mean, granted, $100,000 is a lot of money.
But like the Puerto Rico show alone, I feel like he could have gotten a lot more just from.
I mean,
the
doesn't
crowd
like
generation.
Doesn't Logan Paul gets a shit ton.
I think he signed a multi-million-dollar deal with them.
Oh yeah, I guess he's not paid per match. I would have. I mean, maybe I just don't know money. I would have thought that would have been like. I don't know.
I don't know because if they have like
maybe not $500,000,
do
but
they
like
make merch for him? Does he have?
Oh
merch?
Yeah,
does he?
I think so.
Okay.
Yeah.
So they have to have some sort of like deal or like maybe like a revenue thing, whatever going on because they do. Yeah. He's got to make more than maybe he does make 100,000 per appearance, but he definitely has to make like a cut of the sales, shirts, whatever. Because the Puerto Rico show, he was on the poster. That show was for him.
He definitely makes more than
so that, he definitely got to make more.
That's crazy.
Let's say it is 100,000 per match. That's a steal.
Sure.
I think that's a steal. That's an absolute steal.
I'd sign him in my GM mode.
I wish. Yeah, for real. I wish he wrestled more. I think he's gotten to a point where like he can literally have marquee matches on like the Summer Slams, the Survivor Series, the Manias, the Royal Rumbles and stuff. Like he's that. Obviously, it's gonna count into like if he's torn, like if he's on tour, he's not gonna wrestle or anything. But man. I really want to see more of him because he delivers every single fucking time.
At this point, I'd love because he's been doing like he's been toying around with The Miz and Damian Priest and like no slack to either of those except for Damian Priest a little bit. It's like The Miz he's a great performer, but he's not the highest caliber performer, and he's also just a mid-card guy. Yeah. Same thing with Damian Priest. Like if we're calling it how it is, Damian Priest is no AJ Styles or Rey Mysterio or whatever. Let's see Bad Bunny. Let's see. I want to see Bad Bunny versus Seth. I want to see Bad Bunny versus AJ Styles.
Yeah.
Like, because if he can go with like the mid card guys, like I want to see what he can do with
like if
Randy,
like Damian. Oh my god! Imagine Bad Bunny getting RKO by Randy. That would be fucking hilarious. Because it's like I was saying like guys like Damian Priest, like he carries the match more because he's the professional. Like he knows like that's his job.
Imagine
having someone like AJ, like because again, him and Seth are guys that could wrestle literally a broom and it would be a 5-star match. Them going up against Bad Bunny, them carrying that match. They would make Bad Bunny look like a fucking superstar.
And imagine the pressure on Damian Priest to protect Bad Bunny.
Well,
that's the biggest credit.
Too,
all credit in the world for Damian to protect him. Like imagine the nerves of Damian. Like, oh, if I accidentally break the biggest artist in the world's leg.
He's gonna be. People are gonna be
fucked.
on him.
That's what I, like the amount of pressure alone is just flowers to Damian Priest.
Yeah,
flowers to Damian Priest.
1000%, because that is especially in that type of crowd too. Like, you have to deliver. You have to deliver.
If he injured Bad Bunny, he would not have made it out of Puerto Rico.
Oh my God, could you imagine?
He would not have made it out of Puerto Rico.
I guess. I think him and Bad Bunny like grew up together or something like that.
That's what they were saying on commentary.
They grew up in the same like area. Like Damian Priest also from Puerto Rico.
Yeah.
So that was kind of like his hometown too, which was funny. But I think they like either they grew up in the same place or they were friends. Like there's some connection.
Yeah,
there's some sort of connection. Not 100% because the commentators were making it sound like they were like best friends growing up or something like that. Maybe they are. Maybe that's why they were tag team partners in this match, whatever. But yeah, props to both of them. Also, during the match.
Yeah, we haven't even talked about
the match. Carlito just I didn't watch it live. But I was like going through Twitter and I saw that and I was like, what? I was like, that's so random. Like,
loved it.
Then when I watched the match back, bro, again, the crowd.
Oh, the pop.
Oh my god. Carlito looks phenomenal.
He looks like
better than he ever did when he was.
He looks 10 times better than he ever did in WWE. He's jacked.
He was in the Royal Rumble. I think it was 2021. It was when they did the Thunderdome.
Yeah.
So obviously there was no like big reaction, whatever. Looked great then. And then now he's back 2 years later. I hope WWE gives him something. I understand he's older and stuff, but like, man,
whatever happened, he exited WWE and then he just like, cause he's been in like some movies. He was in Glow, the TV show, and like seeing him there, and that was even like prior to his like WWE little cameo returns. Like, still just like looked fucking amazing. Yeah. I don't know.
He's jacked, and he did the whole Apple thing again, which was awesome.
Fun game.
I'm going to guess 43.
I like that. I'll bet you.
43.
You know what? I don't even want to fight you because I think you nailed it. 44. Damn.
Just turned 44 a few months ago. Looks phenomenal for 44.
Wow.
I mean, bringing Carlito back, I think he'd, if they want to if they can do
put him in the LWO,
fuck it. I mean, they could do that. I think he could be a solid mid-carder, like going after like the US belt or something like that would be a really cool feud for Theory. I hope he sticks around this time because that was a really, really unexpected, a very cool appearance.
Yeah,
I like
no rumors, no nothing.
When they did the theme song, they didn't add the "I spit in the face." They just kind of jumped into the little like the beat and stuff like that. Crowd went nuts. I loved it. So cool.
Also, and someone that admittedly not too familiar with, but I did a little bit of research and his appreciation there. Savio Vega.
Yeah, man. Let me tell you something. I didn't know a lick about.
I guess Puerto Rican wrestling legend.
I've definitely heard of the name before, but just don't know anything about him.
But especially for the crowd, like he got his pops, he got his kicks in, and then the rest of LW came out. It was just really, really fun. Obviously, some people would say, it was overbooked and blah, blah, blah. Shut up.
That's fun, though.
Unbelievable match as a whole. I put Bianca and Iyo a little bit over, but I would not argue with anyone to put this match at match of the night.
I can't believe this is a main event.
Oh, it should have. It should have. I'm glad you said that.
This really should have.
It should have main evented, especially with all the fun cameos and shit, and Bad Bunny winning.
You weren't getting pops like that after that. Yeah. That was the peak of the show. That should have absolutely for sure. Yeah, I was kind of confused by it. I mean, I understand why they had Cody Brock main event, but they definitely should have had this main event.
The Bloodline defeats Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn, and Riddle.
Yes, they did.
Fun match, nothing crazy. It's just more telling story and progressing with the Bloodline shakeup. I mean, ever since not that Roman's still obviously very much in the storyline, but ever since the Sami Roman stopped, and now they're shifting back more toward Sami and Kevin and the Usos. Story's not as hot. It's still interesting.
I think the story. It's got to be over now, right? Because now with the split, I mean.
Oh, well, at least Sami and Kevin's involvement, I would imagine.
Sami and Kevin in the Usos.
Yeah.
Right? I think that would close the chapter on that.
I guess. And maybe they, 6 months go by and they revisit it, and it's like a big, whoa, unfinished business. Yeah. But
I don't know. I guess. The way that WWE, the women's tag team titles, they're having them defend them on both shows, which doesn't make sense.
The draft means nothing.
So I don't know if that's what they're gonna do with Kevin and Sami. I have no idea. If that's what they're doing. Maybe I'm just jumping the gun. Maybe they'll make an announcement tonight. New tag team belts or whatever. But, if you're going to have, Liv and Raquel defend on both brands, they shouldn't have been a part of it. They should have just been been 2 free agents. Right? Wouldn't that would have made more sense? Because why would you go to Raw, but yet you're defending your belts against Damage Control on Friday tomorrow? And then defending them again on Raw. I'm happy that they're defending them frequently, but, I just don't understand what was the point of them getting drafted to one brand if they're going back and forth?
Especially because during the draft, they made it a pretty notable fact that Sami and Kevin can only defend their titles on
you're
Raw.
Going there, they're bringing the belts with them, and that's the only place they're getting defended.
I don't know how true they're gonna hold to that.
Doesn't seem like it. I mean, going off of what they're doing the first week, doesn't seem like they're staying true to it at all. Maybe this is just because it's only the first week still, maybe that they're still going to announce something. I don't know. But yeah, we'll see.
Biggest part of the match was all just building to this. Jay and Solo, huge tension, distractions and blind tags leads to Sami hitting haluva kicks and blah, blah, blah. Solo hits an insane Samoan spike on Kevin, but Jay blind tag goes in and, just kind of Solo doesn't know he's there. He just kind of taps him on the shoulder, and Solo just instinctively turns around, grabs Jay, and sets up for the Samoan spike, realizes it's Jay, and stops, and just, I'm your brother, I'm your brother.
He held it for a little bit, though. He thought about it. That's definitely going to happen at some point. We talked about this. I think it's kind of you have to weigh out. There's a lot of story to tell. You have a long road until WrestleMania. So they're eventually going to turn Solo on the Usos and obviously do the whole Roman Solo versus Usos type of thing. They're going to hold off on it for a little bit longer. But it's going to happen. But.
Yeah, because we'll get... I imagine maybe at this point we'll get Jay versus Solo at SummerSlam if they really want to start the breakup like that. Yeah, I mean, at this point it would make sense to see, if Jay goes out not on his own, maybe he sticks with Jimmy, but to get to Roman, got to go through Solo.
I guess so. Yeah. I don't know. It'll be interesting to see what they do, but at least this chapter dealing with Kevin and Sami seems to be in the rearview mirror.
Yeah, honestly. I mean, again, all this the entire match was for that one moment of the story.
100%.
But interesting. All right, Cody Rhodes defeats Brock Lesnar.
Main event. I thought the match was fine. I don't think it was.
It's not a historical match.
No, I thought it did. They did their thing. I think the match was for what it was worth, what they wanted to accomplish. It was good. It definitely wasn't it's definitely not a match that you're gonna want to go back and rewatch a million times.
Wasn't super memorable.
Not a super memorable match. I do think the next one that they have will be. I think the reason why that this wasn't that memorable was because it was just a regular one-on-one match. It should have been a San Juan street fight. Have another one. You know what I mean?
I said that last episode. For whatever reason, my brain thought this was in a steel cage match up until we did the predictions.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's just that type of match that for weeks they've been talking about just want to fight each other, and it's then you just have a regular one-on-one. I understand before Cody attacked him, had the chair shots, did whatever and all that. I get that, but then the rest of the match was just them just regular fighting. I mean, Brock getting busted open was was gnarly.
That was the biggest thing.
Dude, the gash he had he literally went boom right into it.
Runs into the turnbuckle, and the camera was hard on him. And I was funny because I was on stream, or I don't know if I was on stream at this point, but I got through the match, and I was like, was that match good? I rewound it and I rewatched the match right when it was over. It's I don't know what that was. That good? And it was fine, but the hard cam hits us on the turnbuckle and he gets away from it and he's not bleeding. And then you just see the blood start to form and come out and you're just like, holy
People
shit.
were like questioning if he was bleeding or something.
It was
what?
No, the camera. You see him hit that shit,
and then nailed it. Brock Lesnar also like he ain't gonna cut himself. Like,
holy
if he's bleeding,
shit.
He's bleeding the hard way. The guy was an MMA champion,
leaking.
Yeah.
And then like there was I saw one. I don't know if you want to call it a report, but rumor speculation of some people were saying it wasn't on purpose and it was a mistake and that's why the match ended how it was. And I saw a contradictory thing where no, it was him getting hard opened was on purpose and that didn't have anything to do. I don't know. I mean, they just people are speculating conflicting reports.
I don't believe that. I think that was on purpose.
Mm-hmm.
I
honestly don't know.
I think Brock Lesnar. There have been a few times where he's done that in matches. Like I think it was him and Roman Reigns, their first WrestleMania match, and Roman threw him into the turnbuckle on the outside, and he just went bam, head like literally just leaned in with his head and got busted open. And also, in another Roman Reigns WrestleMania match, he destroyed Roman's face. He was actually like started elbowing him.
I mean, even the fucking Randy match.
So the same thing they did with Randy, bust them open. Brock Lesnar ain't one to fake it. If he's gonna do it, he's gonna do it the hard way. And Brock Lesnar also was the guy. I'll be like, we have to end this short. I'm too much. Like Brock,
I would
like. There is other instances like Finn Balor at WrestleMania. Like he needed 14 stitches. The guy needed to end that. Like Brock Lesnar got a gash, but like it wasn't anything that was like, oh my god, like we need to end this match right now. Like it was bloody, but
I would believe if he wasn't supposed to bleed that much because he was leaking. Which, granted, you can't plan for like. I mean, granted, they're all professionals. Maybe that they probably know more about it, obviously. But like, I mean, you run headfirst into a turnbuckle. How do you plan for like, oh, if I hit it this hard, I'm gonna bleed this amount, and I'm gonna, you know what I mean? So it's like that point, you're either bleeding or you're not.
I think years ago, back when like wrestlers would blade and stuff like that, I think they would take like blood thinners before, so it would make you bleed more. It would like makes your skin thinner, kind of. So like when you cut it, it just gets right into the nitty gritty. Like you just like went boop. Kind of. I don't think they do that now, but I don't. I mean, they're the professionals. They kind of know what to do there. But how are you gonna know? Like, oh, if I hit it at this angle, I'm only gonna bleed this much. If I hit it over here, I'm gonna be gushing blood. I don't know.
I think
it was a nice. Whether it was
it added to the match.
It added a lot.
And it kind of like if Brock didn't bleed, the match would have been way less of a it was like arguably not that good of a match. And also like the ending was kind of whack.
I didn't like the ending that much.
So Brock has Cody. I believe it's the Kimura lock, right?
Yeah.
Brock has Cody in the Kimura lock, and Brock's all bloodied up, whatever. Cody uses the leverage in Brock's weight, push him over, pins Brock. 1, 2, 3. Quick little whatever. I also didn't love the ending. It did sell. I mean, like, I think that's why people started speculating, like, oh, they had to end it fast because Brock was like bleeding like a stuffed pig, because like that would be the ending. They would have, you know what I mean? But now, as we know, they're doing the rematch and blah blah blah. So it is what it was.
Yeah.
Cody got his win. I like that they're doing, which not to jump way ahead, we're gonna get into Raw, but I like that they're doing now. I like it because one. We talked about it a lot, that who does Cody have to face? Like, there's only a select handful of upper echelon people that Cody can face and knock down to get to Roman. Might as well kill two birds with one stone, or get two for the price of one. You get 2 Brock matches out of it. That just gets you one step closer to Roman, and who knows, maybe we can do a 3rd Brock match. We don't know. Brock's sticking around.
If Brock wins this match, you have to do it 1-1.
Right.
So I've got to decide best of 3 at that point. I just hope this time around it's an actual like fight, like it's no disqualification, no count out type of thing, because again, like the first match, you got what you needed out of it. Like Cody got his win, whatever. But the second go around, if you add that part where it's like no disqualifications, whatever, that's when you can have a memorable bloody match. That's when you can have.
Cody's got to get busted open.
I need to see red in that white hair and that blonde hair. I need to see it. But yeah, no, I'm definitely invested in this feud.
Me too.
I like Brock coming out during the match and kind of just like screwing him out of the opportunity. Yeah, I'm all for it.
Well, speaking of, let's just dive right into Raw. And we kind of talked about our overall thoughts of Backlash, but liked it, exceeded my expectations. Go back to Puerto Rico.
Yep. Yeah,
You know?
I agree. Yep.
Monday Night Raw, the bracket tournament is announced for the World Heavyweight Championship. I know you have a lot of your tweets, and you got a lot of critiques.
Yep.
Let me run down what the bracket is, and I'd love to hear your thoughts on them doing this SmackDown Raw bracket as a whole.
Let's do it.
There's two sides to the bracket. And the winner to fill, I mean, everyone listening to this knows, but to fill it in, the two winners of each side of the bracket are going to go on to face each other at Night of Champions for the World Heavyweight Championship. If a SmackDown superstar wins, they will be moved to Raw. The Raw matches, which we'll get into again, is Cody versus The Miz versus Finn Balor, and Seth Rollins versus Shinsuke Nakamura versus Damian Priest. On the SmackDown side of things will be AJ Styles versus Edge versus Rey Mysterio, and Austin Theory versus Bobby Lashley versus Sheamus. So talk to me. I know you got a lot to say. Pop off Slay Queen. Yeah.
It's like...
The draft was nothing. Draft was nothing.
And so bad I want to defend it. I want to defend the draft and be like, no, it served its purpose and stuff like that. But then you pull some shit like this. So what I did read, and it makes sense, but it's still stupid. The reason why they did this was because it's for TV purposes. So basically, there's NBA playoffs going on. There's this and that. They need to keep the ratings up. So basically, they're making SmackDown. They're adding this to SmackDown so they get people to watch it.
Yeah,
I get that
for sure.
I understand the business side of things.
Go Celtics.
I do. Go sell. Oh my god, no, don't.
No.
We're not getting into that. But it's like, if you're gonna do this, fine. But it defeats the whole purpose of you introducing the belt, saying it's an exclusive to... Okay, you're not wrong. It is exclusive to Raw. But you're having SmackDown guys compete for it. But then you're saying, oh, if a SmackDown guy wins, he's going to Raw. Uh-huh. What's the fucking logic of that? Like, you could just have had the tournament on Raw, and people were like, there's not enough superstars on Raw to kind of fill out the bracket or whatever. You can make it work. You can find guys to fill. I don't want to hear that. You have plenty of guys to do that for. But it's like...
They also did all triple threat matches, which I liked. But like, if you really need to just do all Raw superstars, you can just scale it back and not do triple threats.
No, you can just do regular 2-on-2, like 8 matches, then 4, then the 2. Like, you could easily make that work. I don't think that was an issue. But it's just, I don't know. WWE is so contradictory, and they're so just like... They say one thing and then they go back on what they say. Like, okay, they weren't wrong technically saying the belt's going to be exclusive to Raw. Because if a SmackDown guy wins it, he goes to Raw. Then what was the point of that guy getting drafted to SmackDown in the first place? That being said, I don't think a SmackDown person is going to win it. I think Seth Rollins is the
heavy favorite.
He's got to be the guy, right? So like, okay, so at the end of the day, none of this will matter. But it's just the whole fact that it's like, you're hyping up Raw exclusive belt, then just SmackDown gets thrown into
this
it.
This entire episode, and obviously, we get it, the TV thing, but this entire next episode of SmackDown, the first episode of SmackDown out of the draft, is basically an episode of Raw.
It's gonna revolve around a Raw championship. like Roman Reigns is gonna be back. That's cool and everything. Yeah. But people are focused on. I mean, I will say the matches, Edge, AJ Styles.
Unbelievable. I can't fucking wait.
I can't wait for that. So I'll give them, at least they put a good match in like that. I'll give them that. But it's just like, don't be saying these things if this is what you're gonna end up pulling. And okay, so all right, let's say a SmackDown guy does win.
Sure.
Is there gonna be like a trade? So it's like AJ Styles wins.
I think they just go over.
Just goes over.
Just, hey,
brings the OC
Raw
with him.
champion.
Brings like, you're just on Raw now.
Oh, yeah,
I guess
true.
so, right? Yeah. Well, okay. Well, I don't want to make things more complicated.
Or Ray. If Ray wins, LWO goes. I don't know.
All right, we'll just say Edge. Like Edge. Yeah, Edge wins. So I guess like you just plop him on Raw. Maybe you do a trade. I don't know. But it's just, I don't know. If you're hyping it up as a Raw exclusive belt, why are SmackDown guys competing for it? It should just stay with Raw. Like when they introduced the Universal belt years ago, they didn't have a tournament with SmackDown guys. They had a tournament with all Raw guys. And that's what I thought was going to happen. who am I? I don't write. I don't write the product. I don't. They're not gonna listen to me. But I don't. It's just confusing to me. Very confusing.
Cody has a promo. We're going to skip it. It's basically he was just hyping up the match, hyping up the tournament. He references being in Jacksonville and AEW and blah, 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 but it was nothing.
Yeah, he did.
He did, but
references.
He did really just hammer home that line. He really just
WWE like tweets it now. They tweet a picture and he's like, say
the line,
say
Cody.
Shut the
They're
fuck
listening.
up.
They're
Shut
listening.
Up.
They're
WWE
listening.
social media. Shut up. Stop egging him on.
I don't like when
now it's becoming a bit.
I don't like when they become too self-aware, like with the Homo sapiens, and they're
so
becoming too self-aware.
Just let it be natural. I hate it when you turn something that's natural and just turn it into. They're gonna make. I'm surprised there isn't a T-shirt yet. I'm surprised they haven't made a T-shirt. What do you want to talk about?
What do you want to
talk about? I don't fucking know, Cody. Why don't you fucking just say it? Don't ask. Just start talking. Yeah, whatever.
Seth Rollins defeats Shinsuke Nakamura and Damian Priest to advance in the tournament. Great match. Great
match. Mm-hmm.
Everyone showed up. Shinsuke is just. It feels like we're back at like I'm not gonna say NXT Shinsuke, but like 2016 SmackDown
just
Live Shinsuke. Yeah, with like obviously the him and AJ matches were what they were, but you know what I mean.
I like him on Raw. That's different. This is the first time he's been on Raw since he's been on the main roster, so it's a nice reset button for him.
Personally, again, I'm a fan watching a TV show. I'm not talking about it makes sense and I hate to see my guy Shinsuke go out in first round.
Yeah,
I get it. Seth's the guy. Seth won the match, but damn, Shin.
There's a lot of guys in the tournament that like you can consider like, wow, like that guy could have. Mm-hmm. He could have been in the finals. Could have won.
I hope this means like whoever wins the belt or whatever. I want Shinsuke to stay around the picture.
Yep.
Yeah. But good match. What else do I have? Blah, blah, blah. Damian Priest lost another match. And then there was a Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn, Imperium segment backstage. My note for this, Kevin Owens is just, his comedic timing is just mwah.
He's hilarious.
Oh, he's funny. Great. He's, I forget, there was one line that was wicked funny. He was just like, Imperium was like, oh, like, we're Imperium with respect. He's like, you're going to be Imperium in 5 minutes. Like, that's, just like, he's so good. He's so good. I'm glad we're getting more Kevin Owens TV time. Skipping the fuck out of Ali and Otis. Like, holy shit.
I thought I read Omos. I was like, Ali defeated Omos?
I can't skip it fast enough. I don't even want to give it the time of day. Who gives a shit? Finn Balor defeats Cody Rhodes and The Miz to advance in the tournament, and we are getting we got Finn Balor versus Seth Rollins. But, like you alluded to earlier in the show, the biggest thing, and I can't explain how much I loved this. Mm-hmm. Brock comes in. I thought we were done with Brock. Obviously they led up to the rematch, whatever. But I thought we were done with Brock after Backlash. Thought he got his payday. Whether you want to call it a retirement run or whatever, but Brock showing up on Raw after WrestleMania, after Backlash.
Yeah, he's sticking around.
Interrupts the match, attacks Cody, and he's yelling. Which this I liked, yelling at Cody. What do you want to talk about, Cody?
Yes.
What do you want to talk about?
Yes.
Me. I want to talk about me. Oh my god.
Look at his face.
Yeah. The look. Oh
look
my
god.
Bro, his gash on his head. I don't know if it was. Some people were saying it's staples, stitches or staples, whatever. God damn. Holy shit.
He got opened up. Yeah.
And like just playing into that, like with like the look at this face. You did this to this pretty face, like
Minnesota face.
I thought everything about this was great. It makes sense. One, it like we were talking about earlier, it advances the feud. It gets Cody, because Cody needed to be, it wouldn't make sense for him to be on Raw and not in the tournament.
Right,
So he needed to be in the tournament, but also he couldn't lose. Amazing job at taking him out of the tournament. Now, I don't know how they're going to finagle him going back after Rome or whatever, but at least because he can't win this title. At least yet or whatever, but he needs to beat Roman.
If he wins this title, I think it kind of just it sounds crazy, but him winning a world title, I think hurts him. This one, because it's like
he would get booed out of the building
because it's like
he would look so lame.
People are, even though I don't agree with it, look at this as like a secondary title, right? But
for sure,
if Cody wins it, I can't help but agree with that at that point, because it's like Cody loses the big one and then he settles for that. That's gonna make that hurts him and the belt.
Cody
honestly.
is the only person that could win this belt that would make it a secondary belt in my eyes.
Yeah,
because like I'm in the same camp as
he
you.
settles.
Exactly. I also don't see it as a secondary belt, but it would be if Cody wins.
Yeah, 100%.
Like, oh my god,
it just wouldn't. Like, I get it. Cody is like, this is a different story. Like, blah 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 blah. Like, sure, but like the whole purpose. Like, you didn't do it at this past Mania. You're still the guy to beat Roman. This wouldn't make sense. Whatever, however they do it, whether it's Money in the Bank, Royal, I don't know how they're gonna do it.
Neither.
But
I mean, but granted, now that we know that the draft didn't mean anything,
could show up on SmackDown tomorrow. Could be on
gives a
SmackDown
shit?
tomorrow. Who knows? Roman Reigns gonna be on SmackDown. Maybe Cody shows up too. But yeah, no, I'm happy they found a way to have Cody be in the tournament, because it makes sense,
right?
But also to have him lose, but not look like he didn't eat a pin or anything like that. You know, so I think that was literally the best case. That was the best thing that could have happened.
I can't say enough good things about that segment. I thought that was great.
And then also they kept Cody and Seth away from each other, because they could have had Cody win and then do that in that match.
Right.
So I think at some point they'll revisit that.
Earlier in the show, like after Cody's promo, when he was like kind of hyping up the belt, Seth came out and they had a little bit of a all right,
yeah,
okay,
yeah.
maybe down the line we'll see each other, you know?
But yeah, I'm happy they kept those two guys away from each other, especially if like Seth would have won. It would have been like a cheap, heelish type.
Some
of
people
finish.
were saying like, oh, Brock, Cody should have won that match and then gone to the semifinals, and then Brock interrupts that. But like, that would have cheapened. Like, no, they needed to do it during this match. This was perfect. If Brock did it in that semifinals match, it would have cheapened the Seth Rollins win.
Yeah,
it would have been, it would have been awful.
And then obviously Finn Balor won, and you just give us a solid one-on-one match, which was amazing.
And this led to Cody accepting the fight. Brock Lesnar laid down at Night of Champions. So we're getting a fight.
Yeah,
we're getting a fight.
It has to be a street fight or something. There's no way it's not.
A lot of this we're skipping over just to get to the important stuff. I mean, we are already an hour in, brother. We are already an hour in.
We're talking. Boys are talking.
Rhea Ripley defeats Dana Brooke. Big whoop. Yeah. Natalia comes out. It's going to be a Natalia and Rhea feud.
I feel bad because there's been this whole like give Dana Brooke a chance thing going around.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
It's been
that was a while ago, wasn't there?
People apparently the last few weeks, people have brought signs.
Oh,
and
really?
Had them confiscated. For whatever reason, it's like give Dana Brooke more TV time, and people.
Because I remember that was a thing like a while ago.
It was, and I guess it's kind of like resurged over the last few weeks, whatever. So I'm not laughing at that, but like
it's got squashed.
She gets
brother.
time, and then she gets destroyed by Rhea Ripley. It's unfortunate, but at least she did get TV time.
And then we're getting. I
could care less.
Don't give a shit.
Natalia.
Natalia.
She's run her court. I mean, the only thing that's valuable at this point is her name, and I don't even think like that carries much value anymore. She's great. She's gonna be a Hall of Famer. She's in the history books for sure, but like she's just not credible.
I think she's
she's also boring. I don't know. I'm not a huge fan of her.
Yeah, we're not here to make headlines here, but I think she's one of the most overrated of all time.
She's just boring. She's just boring. God. I think she had a few good runs in the past, but like that was years ago. Years ago. I don't know. I just don't think she really adds much unless sometimes it takes a new push, a new direction, whatever. She just hasn't had that. So.
It's Rhea's gonna kill her at Night of Champions and move on. Bada bing, bada boom.
Bada bing, bada boom.
Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn defeat Imperium. This was just a match. Kevin and Sami still tag team champions. They're rolling. Gunther's coming to Raw next week.
Yeah, had a wedding, got married. That's why.
He did.
He was on his on.
I saw like pictures of him like dancing on the dance floor.
Yeah, I love it.
Oh, what a guy.
You talking about KO and like his comedic timing and stuff earlier, like during before this match started, like down, they do the little like thing, and he's just in the middle like.
So fucking
good. What is
good.
This? What are you doing?
Just like the awareness of the camera and the timing.
Yeah, like right in the middle
he's perfect.
So funny. Yeah, I mean, I think Imperium is definitely a tag team that's going to be like heavily involved and obviously like the title picture and stuff like that.
I'm surprised they did it this early. Like, I thought they would have built it up and had a bigger match.
Definitely a pay-per-view match.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously I can see them having like there's a point in time, whether it's Gunther still has the IC belt or maybe the World Heavyweight Championship. I can see all three of them holding belts and like being like the premier group on Raw,
sick.
just like they have every belt at some point.
Yeah.
So I'll be looking forward to that when that eventually does happen.
Holy shit, there's still so much of Raw. NXT call-up, Zoe Stark defeats Nikki Cross. Again, not an NXT watcher for the past few years, so I didn't know who Zoe Stark was.
Yeah, she's fairly. I mean, I think she made her debut in 2021, but she was hurt for a while too. So she's kind of fairly new.
She looks solid. I'm a fan.
Athlete.
I'm excited. I'm
athlete.
excited to see what she does in the division. I'm sold. I'm absolutely sold.
Very good athlete.
Trish Stratus. I never have an easy time saying her name. Trish Stratus promo. She has missing Becky Lynch signs and missing Becky Lynch t-shirts. She cuts a promo and fakes out the crowd with Becky Lynch's music, blah, blah, blah. And she's doing heel shit. Becky returns, sneaks up behind her. Becky kicks the shit out of her, and basically no official match or challenge, but basically kind of lays down the gauntlet of let's go, Trish. Yeah. So probably Night of Champions, I would imagine, Becky and Trish.
Yeah, I guess so. I also, I mean, this was last week. I don't think we even really talked about it too much. Trish Stratus got drafted to Raw.
Oh, yeah.
So,
yeah, she's sticking, and she, kind of high in the draft, too.
She was a third, fourth round. Dude, listen, she looks great. She can still go in the ring. Maybe this week we actually could be in the midst of a Trish Stratus
kind of an edge run. I honestly,
even if it's just for a year or something like that, dude, it would be I would love it. I don't know how it would work.
What do we got?
I would really like to see Trish win the Raw Women's belt at some point. Just before
one last run for the legend would be sick.
I would love. Now my brain is doing things right now. So all right, let's say they have it at Night of Champions.
Becky and Trish.
Becky and Trish. I in my head I always thought this was a SummerSlam match. It's a
SummerSlam match.
You could save it for, but it's a little ways away. Sure. Whatever. I can see them doing that. Trish wins, just obviously Becky should be
sticking around.
Whatever. If she's sticking around, give her the win. Fuck it. Throw in the Money in the Bank match. Wins Money in the Bank. And I mean, listen, if someone's going to beat Rhea, it's either going to be a very convincing opponent or a Money in the Bank cash-in. I can see Trish winning that way. Or if Rhea loses to someone and then Trish cash in whatever. And then at Mania or something like that, you can run back Trish Becky and then Becky can dethrone her
for the title. Yeah, I like that.
And then Trish
I like
retires.
the way you think.
Listen,
I like the words you're saying out of that pretty mouth of yours.
I say a lot of things on this podcast, a lot of fantasy bookings. I was talking about Cody losing last week, and that didn't happen.
Yeah,
so good chance
what you were on.
So good chance what I just said. None of that happened. But if Trish is around, I did read this one. She was, I forget who she was interviewing with, but she was just I'd return if it made sense. If there was something there for me. If they're telling her we'll give you another run, this and that, I'd stick around too. Get a paycheck, get another belt, just add to your whole greatest female wrestler of all time resume.
I'm down
for it. So
Dominic Mysterio defeats Xavier Woods. Kind of just another one we're skipping over. Dom got a win. They're keeping Xavier on T because a week or two ago he had this little spat with LA Knight, and it's just
Kofi's still hurt, so they're just.
Yeah, they're just keeping the New Day on TV, trying to figure out what they're doing with Woods. How long is Kofi's out for? Is it a serious injury?
I think it's
I didn't even really know he was injured, to be honest.
An ankle injury. I don't know how much longer he's going to be out.
I got an ankle injury.
Do you have an ankle injury?
Every time I bend down, my heel hurts.
Dude, I've had bad knees since I've been fucking middle school. Every time I walk, my knees just click. Yeah. I don't know. I'll see if.
Either way,
I can find something, but
that's that. But more importantly, the World Heavyweight Championship semifinals match. Seth Rollins defeats Finn Balor, and I love even just the soul story of these two are back after years. What was that?
2016.
2016.
Yeah, 7 years ago.
After years of the inaugural Universal Championship match, two totally different iterations of Seth Rollins and Finn Balor.
Yep.
They wouldn't recognize themselves in 2016.
Yep.
Running it back for similar, not the same, but similar, I don't know, what do you want to call it? Things, similar reasons, similar agendas, I guess.
Sure. One of those words.
I mean, just I love the story building here. Seth got the win.
Yep.
Seth's going to move on to face. It seems like the favorite on the other side is AJ.
I honestly, whoever comes out of that match.
Mm-hmm. I don't think it's going to be Theory, Bobby, or Sheamus.
No.
Sheamus would be fun, but
yeah, I don't know.
I could see. I mean, like again, my heart wants Ray. Edge would be fun, but I mean, and then we get Seth Rollins versus AJ Styles for the championship.
So it's like I think the purpose of this match, the final match, is just to be the best wrestling match it can be. I think Seth Rollins could put on Edge, AJ, or Ray.
They face each other.
And AJ?
Seth and AJ.
I feel like they've had to at some point.
Oh, yeah, they did it. I think they. Yeah, it's like they had a match on Raw. Oh, Money in the Bank match. All right, I guess they face each other.
Yeah, they've definitely a while ago.
Yeah.
But for the Universal Championship at Money in the Bank. Oh yeah. No, you can look at their matches together right there. Oh, they've wrestled.
Turns out they face each other a shit ton.
Yeah.
Oh, running back. I mean, just like 2006 AJ Styles versus Tyler Black for the what's that, the ROH title or some shit. And then they faced their first singles match together was in 2019. It was a 4.5 star match. What even is that? That was AJ Styles. Oh, the Money in the Bank match you were saying. Interesting.
AJ Styles versus Jeff Hardy versus Seth Rollins.
Yeah, damn, I forgot about that.
Yeah,
holy shit. Was that in the Thunderdome?
Just an episode. Yeah, 2020.
Wow.
Crazy. Yeah, so they've had a few matches in the past, but like they could revisit. Him and Edge had their rivalry and stuff like that. They could revisit that. Him and Ray they had a rivalry. They could revisit that. But I think pure wrestling, Seth versus
they could put
AJ,
on. I want them to put on match of the year.
That will be a match of the year candidate for sure. And I think like whoever wins, obviously we're assuming Seth. He wins that. That's like okay, this guy deserves. Obviously we already know he's deserving, but like after a match like that, it's gonna be no debate that he deserves to be the world champ.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like a part of me, just like the part of me that's like, that's predictable. It's just like, I'd love to see a swerve, but like...
There's a time, listen, I'm all for the whole, like, if something's really predictable, I'm all in the camp
predictable
of, like,
doesn't equal bad,
boring.
for
doesn't
sure.
Equal, there are certain times to predictable, it's just the right thing to do. Mm-hmm. Everyone wants Seth to be the world champ. Mm-hmm. I think this would be the one time where people would be pissed if they did a swerve, to be completely honest.
Because at that point, then they're just going to do the same, climbing that mountain like Cody's doing.
Exactly.
So then you just have these two guys like Seth's, facing obstacles for World Heavyweight Championship. Cody's facing obstacles for whatever
Seth
the fuck.
hasn't held a world championship since the end of 2019. And it's just like, at this point, like, you don't need to do this whole climbing a mountain thing. You don't have to do this whole, like...
Yeah, the tournament was the mountain. His past years were the mountain, and you could say the same thing about Cody, I guess. But
it's so deserving at this point.
That'd be cool.
I'll be very happy when that happens.
And then after that, Seth gets that title, which first of all, he's gonna look great with the title. Mm-hmm. And I think people will finally come around to, that belt looks cool with,
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, and then the matches we can get of just, I mean, like, give me... Oh, well, Street Profits went to SmackDown, didn't they? Oh, my fucking God. Yeah. You know how bad I want Montez Ford versus Seth Rollins for the title?
If they keep doing what they're doing with the whole draft concept, they could still happen. Seth's the fighting champ. Maybe he'll be going on Raw and SmackDown during the week defending it. So,
and that's Monday Night Raw.
That's
I'm excited.
Dude.
Again, the tournament matches that are happening on SmackDown. AJ,
Reigns.
And Roman Reigns is showing up, which that just seems like it's gonna be more just like, bad boy Jay.
Jay, you guys can't win without Solo.
Yeah,
Solo.
It's gonna be interesting, but I don't know. The Bloodline stuff. It's stories ebb and flow. It can't be at 100% hot all the time. You got to have
I think they're definitely in like a cool down period after Mania
for sure, which isn't a bad thing.
I mean, when you've been the hottest storyline for the last 2-3 years, you're definitely gonna hit a spot where it's like, okay, we're just kind of waiting to the next part. I think that's just what it is.
Yeah. So that's that. I mean, we have
until McGregor shows up.
until
Conor McGregor shows up.
Oh, what if Roman on SmackDown calls out McGregor? I saw your tweets, and I'll see you at Night of Champions.
I'd lose it. They do have to start setting up.
I was gonna say, is Roman on the card? Like
he's
on the card
him and Bianca are on the poster. So yeah, I think
they're
it's
just
pretty
gonna-
much confirmed.
They're just gonna set him up with. I mean, who the fuck are they
I
gonna
think it's
do
gotta
against?
be Bobby Lashley.
It's like
I feel like
it's like in like 2 or 3 weeks. Like it's coming up.
It's close.
It's at the end of May.
2 weeks from Saturday.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
What are they gonna do? I don't know. Weird.
Fuck. That's not my problem.
Yeah, I guess we'll find out tomorrow on SmackDown.
All right.
So we have Dynamite.
Yep.
I imagine you didn't get to look at
I saw
it.
the main event, and I know like what happened and stuff.
Oh, what a main event!
There are a few different things I did miss though that I did catch up on this morning that I thought was very interesting. And I know there's gonna be a big announcement next week, and I think that announcement's gonna be a new TV show.
Oh yeah, they like did not. They like as it was almost as if they announced it. It was no tease at all.
So
They were
I don't want to like jump through or anything like that.
No,
but
please,
I am.
go ahead.
But I am.
I'm not. I don't think we're gonna go beat for beat on Dynamite.
Tony Khan announces like the biggest announcement in AEW history next week. Whatever, new TV show. It's obvious that CM Punk, because they also during the show they MJF did a
They
promo
named
thing.
him.
They
They
named
named him.
They showed a clip of him, so he's not black. Like he's
Right.
They're easing him back into it. Miro was on the show, and Thunder Rosa was on the show. They were just
Building
like,
up the
what are you
roster
doing
a
here?
little.
Building
Yep.
up the roster, because that's what the rumor was. Like the collision
1000%.
is literally going to be they're doing a brand split.
Yeah.
That's essentially what they're doing, which is I think it's a cool concept. I don't know how it's going to work.
They need to, if they're gonna do it, get rid of Rampage.
So what I saw was Rampage is going to now turn into like a remember when WWE used to do like a Sunday Night Heat type of thing,
Or like a main event. Or like some stuff like that.
It's
Yeah.
going to just be like
What was the other one? Velocity.
Yeah, but I think it was called Sunday Heat or something like maybe not Sunday Night, Sunday Heat. It's just gonna turn into like a.
It's just gonna be dark and
sea
elevation.
Exactly.
Interesting.
So, I'm okay with it, I guess, because like obviously I want to see CM Punk back and Miro. I mean, he's the fact that he hasn't been on TV and God knows how long.
It was good to see
insane.
him. Yeah.
I'm all for it. I'm open to it. I just hope they do it like they do right by it. I just don't know.
Yeah, I mean, because it's going to be interesting to see, like, I mean, it's a conversation we've been having forever with WWE with all their belts and the brand split and blah, blah, blah. Like, what are they going to do with the AEW World Championship?
Yeah.
Is that going to stay that? And they're going to have the Collision Champ? Like, are they going to have separate titles? Are they going to have, like, very, very curious what they're going to do? I think I'm more optimistic than you are, just because, like, I see I'm not even convinced that CM Punk's. I mean, I get it's the rumor, it's the heavy hand rumor. But like, I'm not even fully convinced that like they're gonna pull the CM Punk.
No, I mean that's
yet,
speculation,
you know?
for sure. So
I think there's a bigger opportunity to bring unless this is how they're just rolling it out. But I think there's a bigger opportunity for a CM Punk return than just like, and our main guy CM Punk. Like, there's an opportunity for a surprise return.
You're kind of like wasting that big pop or whatever. I agree with that. I'm hopeful for it, but there's just a lot of questions that I have. Like the championship stuff, the actual like brand split part of it. Like, how serious is that going to be? If you got guys on Collision, are they like literally not allowed to show up on Dynamite anymore? I just don't know.
Are they going to be in the World Heavyweight Championship tournament?
Yeah, like they're this big tournament for Night of Champions. Like, are they going to be a part? I don't know. So I'm hopeful for it. I'm definitely a little bit. You're definitely more optimistic than I am, but
it does see. I mean, like, AEW has been going a mile a minute since they started. I mean, what are they at this point? 3 or 4 years in?
I think
4 years.
4
to be safe.
All in was early 2019.
Yeah,
I think. Yeah.
Let's just say 4 years in. Like 4 years into a new wrestling company, and they had their one show when it's hot. I don't know. 4 years in seems early. Not that's a bad thing. That's early, but it seems early for them to like do a brand split and start a new
third show.
Right.
Yeah.
It's so early in the company's. Like, I mean, think of how long it took the WWE, and that's a fallacy. A million fallacies in that, but Like, I mean, I don't know. It took WWE to get rolling and whatever, and they eventually split, and they were doing one show forever. And like, I don't know. I'm definitely optimistic. It seems early. I don't want to say they're jumping the gun because we don't know what's going to happen, but it would suck to see a B show get loaded up with Punks, Miro, Thunder Rosas, like all these people, and then it, you know, goes on for 2 months. It's all hyped up, and it turns into just like a B show no one watches.
That's,
you know,
I think that's a pretty fair concern to have.
And then also what I like
Sounds
about
like what Rampage was. Like they were hyping it up, and then it's just now it's just like on Friday nights at 10 o'clock at night.
What I like about AEW too is like you get all these like dream matches. Like we got, you know, Kenny and Mox in a steel cage last night. We got Orange Cassidy versus Daniel Garcia. We got Rey Fenix versus Claudio. If you start splitting these people up, you know, you're not going to see the likelihood of seeing a random Claudio versus Kenny Omega.
Right. Also,
or you know,
did the whole ROH thing. Like people were like, "You're gonna take superstars and put them in."
I would have thought they would have just made the ROH the second show.
There's just too much. AEW has a lot of stuff.
And I'm not watching. I don't get the time. I can't watch.
I don't have
the time to watch Impact and ROH.
Nope.
I can't do it.
I can't do it. Sorry guys, can't do it.
I can't do it.
It's just there's a lot. They have a lot going on. I think they can make it work. I feel like sometimes AEW slightly gets ahead of themselves and like they want to do this. It sounds exciting, and then
sometimes Tony Khan just a little too hopped up on caffeine.
I'm also I also hate when each time that's an announcement, it's the biggest announcement in AEW history. Like, can we like the whole TV show that
All Access.
All Access. Like, I'm not. Like from what I'm hearing, it's a good show, but that's not one of the biggest announcements in AEW history. Come on, let's be honest.
I will say I'm kind of sold on. I watch. It's just easy to. It's the same reason why I am the biggest fan of that fucking Alaska show that comes on after Raw. You don't stick around that long. No. So after Raw, it's what's it called? It's like Surviving Alaska or whatever. It's like Amazing Race,
sure,
or like you know, there's like you and a buddy, and it's technically a race, but like it's like, you know, you go through miles in the wilderness or whatever.
Okay.
And God, it's fucking good. It's just one of these like corny, probably kind of fake, like survival, fucking like Bear Grylls esque, you know. And I am all fucking in, brother.
I'm not shitting on the show itself. I just shit more on like how much they hyped it up, like because they're making it sound like big announcement. It's like, oh, they're announcing CM Punk returning or a new belt or something like that. I just think like you're watering down the whole biggest announcement thing.
I think give it a chance. It's two teams going through the wilderness in Alaska.
Just one night. Just promise me. Just give it one watch. That's all I'm asking of you.
There were grizzly bears in the last episode. It was fucking crazy.
I do love grizzly bears.
It's nothing.
I believe you. I believe you. No,
but
I mean,
it's the reason I'm just because like it comes on after Dynamite.
It's
so
easy.
I just
you keep the channel on. Yeah, I get it. It's just, the whole thing where it's like biggest announcement ever is just getting watered down at this point. It's like save that wording for something, I guess, like this. Like this makes sense, like a new TV show. And if like you announce the return of CM Punk, yeah, that's one of the biggest announcements ever. Save that wording for stuff like this. Don't just keep throwing it around.
Also, Daniel Garcia, the biggest proponent of Slut Boy Summer, baby, comes out in the crop top. We're doing it's so sick. On. You raise your arms up, you show a little belly, you fucking whore.
Wow.
Yeah.
Slutty Danny Garcia.
See, I'm not going that short. Like, I'm cutting mine at, like, the belt.
I'd go that short. I'd go above the belly button for sure.
You think so? Maybe I'll get there. I'm starting at the belt.
You cut it somewhere, you wear it, you see if you like it, and you go
That's what I mean. I'm starting at the belt, and you go inch by inch, and... Yeah,
I hate it. I loved his little dance at the beginning while he's showing off. What a show off, that motherfucker.
So we are rocking Daniel Garcia crop top
summer for sure.
I guess we can just hit on the big beats. I mean, the steel cage match, Kenny and Mox. Oh my goodness!
I love how you tweeted like, I'm surprised Mox hasn't bleeded yet, and like 30 seconds later, never mind.
I mean, they used broken glass. They were used barbed wire chairs. I mean, they're beating the shit out of each other.
They're crazy.
Phenomenal. Just we shouldn't have gotten this match for free. This is a pay-per-view level match is just
There was one spot that like I was like, you can tell the difference between how WWE does things and AEW for a multitude of reasons, but like the steel cage when they went through it, bro, that
I thought like that's a torn ACL,
dude.
For
that
Kenny.
cage is like so what's the word? Flimsy. Mm-hmm. Oh my god, because like in WWE that's like hard. Like if you go through it, like it's just going down. I was like, that's not a
wire.
Cage.
Yeah,
I was like, they just like tied all that together before.
Yeah, no, that shit, and then like Mox went through, and then Kenny, like I don't know if you saw, but his like leg got caught, and holy shit,
dude. I mean, like, oh my god, dude, these guys, yeah.
Oh, here it is, yeah. Oh, yeah, bro, that cage is nuts. I don't know what the fuck that is.
Fuck, dude.
Yeah, that's insane. Holy shit.
Like
holy
Mox
shit.
Hit his head big time on that, dude.
That was scary.
That's tough. That's a tough spot, and like they're just fucked up. I mean, Moxley is just.
He's a madman
that like enjoy pain.
Oh my god, his fucking leg,
dude. That. Oh yeah, his leg got caught up there.
That's scary.
There's people that genuinely enjoy like the feeling of pain, like inflicting pain or just the feeling of it. Moxley is 1,000% someone that gets off.
What do they call it? Is that a masochist? I think that's the word for it. A masochist.
Sure, that sounds good.
I'm gonna make sure.
Man, this dude gets a hard on for getting the shit kicked out of him, dude. I'm being dead serious.
Masochist, a person who derives sexual gratification from their own pain or humiliation.
There you go. That's exactly what Jon Moxley is, dude.
In general use, a person who enjoys an activity that appears to be painful or tedious.
That should be his nickname. Jon Masochist.
The masochist Moxley.
Ooh, that has a good ring to it.
It's as we both just stumbled over it. Like, sounds pretty good.
AW, listen to this. That's just a free idea right there. I think I mean, these two guys are unbelievable.
I mean, I'm just so in on Blackpool Combat. I say it every week, but Blackpool Combat Club versus the Elite is just so fun.
It just got a lot more interesting.
Don Callis comes in, fucking hits Kenny with the screwdriver, turns on Kenny.
Yeah, I've been reading a lot about what this could mean and stuff like that. So, people are speculating that Takeshita. I was going to say something completely different. Takeshita is going to be siding with the Combat Club. And the Elite needs someone. And right now, Kota Ibushi is free.
Golden Lovers, baby. That's what I'm saying.
Think that would be the cherry on top of the sundae. Oh my!
Because then you got God. And then you rope Hangman in somewhere, and I mean it's a whole.
It would be the Elite Hangman and Ibushi versus Blackpool Combat Club and
Takeshita. It's tough. It's tough.
Takeshita.
My only gripe,
speculation, but
is I'm just not a big Don Callis fan. Like, I think he works in the group setting, but like I hope this doesn't mean that he's gonna be I hope he doesn't take the William Regal role in the Blackpool Combat Club.
Sure.
Which, like, if they're gonna get Takeshita, and if Don Callis is siding with, if Don Callis just didn't turn on Kenny and is actually siding with Blackpool Combat Club, sure. I don't know. To me, it doesn't work. To me, like, Blackpool Combat Club are like, we don't need nobody. We're just a group that beats each other up and or not each other up, beats other people up. And then Don Callis is coming from the Elite and he's wearing suits and he's all kind of prim and proper. And I don't know. If it gets Takeshita over, I get it. But I would rather Don Callis not be with Blackpool Combat Club.
He's just like the businessman for them.
Maybe they just made a deal and it's just, we'll see what happens. But
no, I agree. Because then you don't want this whole thing to be revolved around him. Because that's not like he's not supposed to be the center of this entire feud and stuff like that. I mean, pretty cool swerve. I mean, it's definitely unexpected, 100%. But it'll be interesting to see what they do.
What else we got? If there's a match that you gotta rewatch or go and watch, they had their first open house match. The House of Black took on Best Friends and Bandito, and they had, I don't know if you saw, but they dimmed the lights in the arena and put a spotlight over the ring. It looked fucking sick. I'll see if I can find a picture.
Yeah, no, I didn't see anything about it. How would the belts look?
Oh, unbelievable. I mean, just like, people are speculating that House of Black will be one of the main attractions to a maybe Collision or a second show, whatever. I mean, it makes, say what you will, but it has been a big criticism that AEW has too many belts. So boom, you got the tag titles on one show, trios titles on another show, doing stuff like that.
Sure.
Kind of works out. What the fuck are they called? House of Black. If I can just find a picture of the ring. Okay, look at that.
Ooh.
Look how sick.
And that's how they wrestle.
That's how they wrestle. Fucking sick. And then the stipulation was the challengers get to have the last say on what the stipulation is, or like whatever. And Best Friends chose because of Julia Hart, not Trent. Who's the other guy? I don't know what his name is. The guy that's not Trent said that he wants a Scary Witches banned from ringside match. So Julia Hart was not present.
Gotcha.
But fucking sick. I loved the House of Black run. Bandito getting more time. Oh, it was great. Unbelievable.
Yeah, I'll have to check it out then for sure.
Ray Phoenix and Claudio tore it down to open up the show. We got FTR talking. It was a Orange Cassidy and Daniel Garcia. We already saw the crop top. Honestly, a solid show. I gotta be reminded, to be honest, of what FTR did. By the end of the show, I'm doing this, not script, but rundown. So I kind of missed some of it. Bow, 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 bow. What did they do? Yeah. Oh, they're still, Mark Briscoe is like in the middle of like Jeff Jarrett and Jay Lethal, and they're still doing the Jeff Jarrett and Jay Lethal feud with FTR, and it's all right. It's interesting because of all the the Briscoe involvement, but I don't know. FTR won the titles from the Guns, and then it just kind of seemed like, okay, they won it, and now it's just like a lull. Okay, what's the big match? I don't know.
Jeff Jarrett and Jay Lethal. That's a big match.
I guess it's Jeff Jarrett and Jay Lethal. Honestly, solid match. We kind of hit the big beats, like the show announcement and everything. That might be the program. Christian Cage is getting ready for his big match, for the fucking whatever the title it is, TNT.
Yep.
Title.
Okay.
All while Detroit egged him all in chance of Edge is better.
That's awesome.
That's pretty good.
That's hilarious. All right.
Well, that's a show.
Thank
you for listening.
Hour and a half.
Not too shabs. These we are long gone from the 40-minute, hour-long episodes.
Yeah,
we are
like at this point we're definitely sit around an hour and a half.
Yeah, we pretty much hover
like
around.
Big pay-per-views coming up. They those ones run a little bit longer, but you guys like them, so
Night of Champions will be a big show. So they're leading up for that to be a big night. Other than that, let's do a quick news check.
Honestly, that podcast is going to be crazy because we have that and Double or Nothing to talk about.
Oh goodness, it's gonna be a 3-hour show.
That's going to be a very long episode.
Goodness gracious!
Yeah, buckle up for that one.
Let's double check. Double check the news just to cover our asses. Go on Wrestle Ops.
Yep.
Are they credible? Do people like them?
I think they're pretty up to date with everything.
All right, I'm not seeing. They never. Oh, look how good Seth looks with that title.
Come on, what are we doing?
Damn. All right. Well, think. Oh, what's our little phrase?
Ooh.
Do we say anything notable? Oh, I got it. Let me find out what the fucking USA Alaska show is. Is it Race to Alaska? Race to Survive Alaska.
Race to Survive Alaska.
All right, if you made it this far, put in the comments Race to Survive Alaska and your 2 cents about it or whatever. Oh, I love it. I kind of I think we should just start a Race to Survive Alaska pod. To be honest,
we can start a watch along.
Exactly.
Podcast. Honestly, I think people would like it.
Thank you guys for watching. I want to remind you that if you were listening on the audio version of this, you can leave a review and a rating on Apple Podcasts and Spotify and anything else. It really helps out the show a ton. Leave your comments, all of that stuff. Likes, subscribe. We're closing in on the big 70,000. Wow.
Come on, baby.
Wow.
Plaques will be in the mail before you know it.
We can get a final tally as of right now, 68,425, and we are cruising. The shorts are popping off.
Shorts are popping off.
Shorts are popping.
That's what the streets are saying.
Thank you guys for watching. You follow me at Raspy Taylor on Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, Spotify, and Twitch.
You can follow me on Twitter at Dante and Deck for wrestling and sad Celtics content. And you can follow me everywhere else, Dante Toro /DanteToro11. You can follow Stache Club on Instagram and Twitter at Stache Club W and Stache Club Wrestling on TikTok.
Poke around the channel. Catch up on the videos you haven't seen. Again, subscribe. We appreciate you guys. Until the next one.
Was it Race to Survive Alaska?
Race to Survive Alaska.
Throw it in the comments. Peace out.